Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to start working on that wrecked Peterbilt. For those of you who don't know, we have a 1991 Peterbilt 379 that got in a wreck last summer. I have a video about what happened to it. I'll post a little link right here if you'd like to check that out. We got a bunch of parts lined up. We're going to start tearing it apart today. We're going to try and get the hood off and get the front axle out from underneath it. First thing I got to do is I got to run over to our main shop and get a few tools. We have the truck in kind of a secondary shop. It doesn't have a lot of tools in it. The reason why we put it in that shop is because we don't really know how long this is going to take, and we didn't want it taking up room in our main shop because eventually we're going to have to start getting stuff ready for spring, and we didn't want this big immobile wrecked truck in the way. So I got to get some jacks, I got to get our big impact, big air hose, some sockets, stuff like that. So I'm gonna do that. Need a new light switch. We're going to try and tear this front end out from under here. We've got to get this hood off. The pins that hold the hood on, they are kind of seized in there. So we got the torch, we got to heat it up. We're going to have some help to get the hood actually off of here. So we might have Dylan or Keith might come out. But yeah, we got to get the hood off, we got to get that steering box off, and then we can start figuring out how we're going to jack it up and support it so we can pull this front end out from underneath it.
There's a bolt there. Idea. Trying to get this position.
So we're trying to figure out how to jack it up. That way we can put it on jack stands to work. That way the jack's not in the way. Going up. Kind of centered on that jack stand, so. Not enough. 1, 2. Oh yeah, that's different.
I don't know if I can get on there and stay.
So what we're doing now is we're trying to jack up the frame of the truck and also jack up the axle so we can get this wheel off. Because we didn't want to just jack up the axle and then not have anything under the frame, because then we wouldn't be able to get the jack out.
Put a nut, put one on. Try to get that turned.
I mean, it's right at the bottom of the axle. It might roll on the truck. Put a couple nuts on it. Dad got a new puppy. This is Roxy, Dad's new puppy. She needs a lot of attention. We're going to try and cut the U-bolts off this side of the axle and drop it down and pull it out from underneath. is. Well, we got the axle out. It's kind of funny with no front wheels. I think we're gonna try and get this tank off next. Dad's gonna shut the valves off for the fuel, and then I'm gonna cut this right here. And in theory, it should just fall. We got the axle out from underneath and we got that tank off. Waiting on Dylan to get here. He's gonna help us pull this hood off, and I think I'm just gonna start cleaning up some of the stuff. As you can see, this leaf spring on this side, it just completely broke on both ends. So we're trying to figure out, we got that other frame bought from the other truck, if we can just put that whole front end underneath of here, but we're not sure if we can because that's a little bit newer truck. That's around a 02, 03 model, and this is a 91. So we're not sure if all the front end components are the same on that. We know the axle will work, which we're not too concerned about our axle. That mount right there where the brake chamber, I guess I can show you. This piece right here where the brake chamber mounts got bent in the accident. But other than that, I think the rest of the axle's fine. So we just have to decide if we want to use our stuff or not. Otherwise, we might not actually need all those parts off that other frame. We got it off anyway. Still got to get this battery box off. We got a new one bought, so I could probably work on that. But I think for now I'm just going to get some of this stuff cleaned up so it's a little bit nicer to work in here. Is she going to class or no? No. Dylan's here.
What's the matter?
Someone thinks she needs all the attention. Oh, relax.
Coming?
Yeah, it's moving.
Moving?
Yeah.
We'll have to heat it some more. Don't get too far because we got to get this off first. I think it's fine. That side out.
Looks like a rat rod now. So we could just build a rat rod.
Put a stack right up the top,
Yeah.
right off the turbo.
What does YouTube think? Should we do that? do you think? Should we turn into a rat rod? Be kind of cool, but it wouldn't be very practical. Well, I think that's all we need. Okay. All right. Bye, Dylan. Yeah. So we didn't think this was going to work, but this axle slid back so we can't get the bolts in that hanger there. So we put the jack in between the tires. We're trying to push it forward, and it's actually kind of working, but we ran out of stroke on the jack, so.
Cut a little off of this, and
yeah, I can. It's not as long as that one, but I think it's long enough.
give me a little more push. A little more push. Okay.
Should be the right size. We got all the bolts back in the spring hanger. I wasn't expecting to get that done, but it didn't take much to do it, so we got that done. We just got to get one new airbag for sure and a torsion arm for the front axle because that one's bent. Trying to figure out all the parts we need.
Try to put together an order for State or Iowa 80 or somebody. Bottom toolbox. I'll see if we can get them from there or not. Line replacement stuff for battery box. 2 tank steps.
We need an airbag and that. Yeah, I guess that is bent if you look at it here.
Is that torque rod?
Yeah, torque arm, torsion arm, I think.
Again, I'm trying to get. Well, we need to get that all back together because I want to put that together before we put it on.
Yeah.
I want to get it all, cut that off, get it on, and when we go to put the, oh, I need 2 tank straps. No, unless we can get those off,
Well, we need to look at that.
we need to look at those.
We might,
Some of this stuff I'm going to try to get.
we might need pins for the straps.
Yeah, strap pins.
There's one's good. You might as well get 2, I guess. I think the new ones,
Good pins.
they might, well, unless they're different, because the ones on my truck have a lock nut and then a powder
Yeah.
pin. Well, Roxy says we've done enough, and she's ready to go home. So we got more done than I thought we would, and I think we'll come back again tomorrow and get a little bit more done. Well, that's all for today. We actually got a lot more done than I thought we would. I kind of thought we would just pull that hood off and maybe get the front axle out from underneath, but we got the bolts in the back end. They went together a little easier than we thought. Yeah, today was just kind of demo day. We ripped a bunch of parts off that were broken or bent or whatever. We definitely feel a lot more confident that we can get the job done now. Looking at the truck when it was just wrecked, it looked like a really big job, but now that we got some parts off and we know kind of what we're working with, it doesn't seem like as big of a job now. So we're pretty confident we can get it back on the road. I kind of want to make this a little bit of a series. So I'm just gonna, whenever we work on it, we work on it. I know there's going to be some things that come up that are a little more important. We're supposed to go pick up our planter later in the week, and we've got some grain to haul for hire. Those are a little bit more important than working on the truck, so we're just going to do what we can and work on that whenever we have time. Once again, if you haven't, hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell next to it, then you'll know when I have new content. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.